Hi grade 2! This is the chapter of rocks and other materials that you are learning at the moment for Unit 2 Science. I hope this video can help you to understand about the chapter more. Our Earth is made up of rocks. This is because rock is hard. The surface of the Earth, the one that we stand on, the land, is also made up of rocks. Rocks are a mixture of one or more minerals, which are made from glass or organic material that makes up the Earth's surface. Where can we find rocks? We can find rocks in the mountain, seas, underground caves, and also seashores. Different kinds of rocks. There are 4 different kinds of rocks that you are gonna learn in this chapter. The first rock is granite. Granite is a kind of rock that is hard and has large grains. It is used to make pavement, roads, bridges, kitchen worktops, and it is waterproof, easy to clean, heat resistant. That is why many people use it in the kitchen and bathroom. And its beauty is a bonus. The other rock is marble. Marble is a rock that has nice patterns and colors. It is used to make stairs, floor tiles, sculptures, cemetery stones, and even to construct buildings. The Taj Mahal is built with a marble. Sandstone. Sandstone is a kind of rock that is made up of layers of grains. It is a sedimentary rock, which means that they are made of sands that are worn away or pushed away by wind or water in large water bodies such as oceans and seas. Sandstone was a popular building material from ancient times or in history times. It is relatively soft, making it easy to carve. Temples, buildings, Great Sphinx of Giza in Egypt are made up of sandstone, just as shown in the picture. The last rock that we're going to study is limestone. Limestone is a type of rock that is made up of bits of animal shells, which means that limestone contains fossils. Over millions of years, these shells are collected on the ocean floor. As layers of shells and mud built up, the lower layers slowly harden into limestone. Limestone is used to make cement, roads, and fertilizers. Do you know that limestone can also be used for detergents and toothpaste? Yes, that's right, as it contains calcium carbonate that helps to whiten and scrubs the teeth. Stones and pebbles. Stones and pebbles are also made up of rocks. But how? When rocks are broken down into simpler pieces, it becomes stones and even pebbles. Rocks are natural. That means it is made by God. It is created naturally with no human effort. But however, how do we get rocks? There are 3 types of rocks, namely metamorphic rocks, igneous rocks, and sedimentary rocks. Metamorphic rocks, the example is marble. Metamorphic rocks are formed due to the heat and pressure on the Earth's surface, whereas igneous rocks, the example is granite. When the volcano erupts, it creates a magma and lava. After some time, this magma will cool down and become solid. This is how we get igneous rocks. Sedimentary rocks. The example of sedimentary rocks are sandstone and limestone. We get this rock from the ocean's floor and other organic matter that is worn away and pushed by wind and water, which after a long time will solidify or become solid, and it will form a sedimentary rocks. Now we're gonna learn about soil. How do we get soil? As shown in the picture, the person is holding a soil. How do we get soil? We get soil from small pieces of rocks, air, water, and humus. Is soil important? Yes, it is. Soil is important for growing plants. However, soil is also important for many living things or animals such as earthworms, beetles, ants, and many more because it is the home for them. There are three kinds of soil that we will learn. The first one is clay soil. Clay soil is made up of very small grains. That is why it absorbs the least water. Now we're going to study about soil. How do we get soil? We get soil from pieces of rocks and also water, air, and humus. What is humus? Humus comes from the decompose of dead organism. Like when the twigs fall from the tree, it is decomposed, or when it gets rotten, it created humus. Even when animals are at the soil, it can also decompose too and gets rotten and created a humus. Humus is important for soil because it has a lot of nutrients from the organisms. The three kinds of soil that I'm going to tell you is, the first one is sandy soil. If you see the sandy soil, it has a lot of grains. It is not really smooth. The second soil is loamy soil. It is smoother and the grains are not really big as sandy soil. The last one is clay soil. This soil is really smooth and it has a very small grains. Since I already told you about the three soils, let us do the experiment of how and what soil is good for plants. First, let me do the experiment about sandy soil. As you can see here, that sandy soil has bigger grains and it is not really soft. Bigger grains means there is more spaces. More spaces, yeah? If I put the sandy soil here and add a little water in it, as you can see here, there are big grains here. And if I put a water in it, it can give a lot of water and almost all the water can pass through it. That is why this soil is good for plants. Because when you water this plant, all the water will pass through the soil and absorbed by the roots. This is the best soil to grow plants. The next soil is loamy soil. Loamy soil has smaller grains than the sandy soil. Smaller grains means smaller space. It allows lesser water to pass through. But this loamy soil can also be used to grow plants too, but does not absorb water as much as sandy soil. If you see the difference now between sandy soil and clay soil, you can see that
Sandy soil can absorb more water than loamy soil. Since clay soil has very small grains, that means it has smaller space for the water to pass through. The water cannot pass through a lot because it gets stuck in the soil as it has no space for the water to flow. This kind of soil is not good for plantation, but it is used to make pottery, mugs, cups, and even ceramics. Now, if I compare the three kinds of soil, first is sandy soil. It has the most water, so it is the best for plantation. Loamy soil has the second best for plantation because it also absorbs water but not as much as sandy soil. Whereas clay soil has the most least water and it's not good for plantation. That is why sandy soil is the best for plantation.
Now we're going to study about materials. What are materials? Materials are used to make objects. We cannot make objects without the materials. Materials can be wood, glass, rubber, and many other things. Materials are divided into two: the natural or man-made materials. Natural materials are materials that is created naturally, whereas man-made materials are a material that is made by man. The natural materials are wood that comes from trees. These wood are used to make cupboards, tables, chairs, furniture, and many more. The other natural material is cotton. We get cotton from the cotton plant. It is used to make t-shirts and towels. Rubber. Rubber comes from rubber trees. It is used to make toys, rubber bands, and shoes. Silkworm. Silkworms gives us silk. It is used to make pajamas and silk tie. It is very soft. Now we are going to study about man-made materials. Man-made materials are made from nature too, but processed by humans. Examples of man-made materials are paper, glass, plastic, concrete, and ceramics. Paper actually comes from wood, but however, the human beings will process it even more to make a paper. Glass. We get glass from sand, whereas sand is natural too. But again, glass is made by the process of humans to make glasses and windows. Plastic. Plastic is made from crude oil. It is used to make toys, spoons, chairs, and many more. Concrete and ceramics. Concrete and ceramics comes from clay, and it is used to make buildings. This is the end of our chapter. I hope it helps you to understand about the chapter more. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless you all. Sending virtual hug from here. Stay safe and God bless you.